for a little while, maybe 2 hours, maybe 1 hour, we'll see. Okay, right now I'm playing, lately I've been playing my dual wielding character, which is here. Definitely not going to be deleting him anytime soon. Throwing mods. This is what I'm playing right now. I've been playing it off camera. Let me turn down the sound, because I try to talk over the sound. It gets kind of out of control. Test the microphone. Hello? Huh. Kind of alters my voice. This is a different set of headphones. It's got a microphone that can't be removed. I don't know how it works. Alright. I was playing on Master, switching from Master and Legendary because it's, I was testing like 6 different weapon and spell mods, so I was kind of like a Jill of all trades, and on Legendary difficulty it's tough to do. What I was doing is I was trying to do magic, two-handed, and archery. So she doesn't have any armor skill. And the reason I was boosting enchanting is there's something in the vampire. What is it called? Let me just show those. I should show that at the beginning of the video. Grim Apothecary. I really like this. I probably, as long as I'm playing with mods, I don't see a reason to uninstall it. Even if I'm not going to become a vampire or not use alchemy, I just like the extra stuff. Okay, so I'm using unofficial Skyrim Special Edition patch, crash preventers. This works really well. No kill moves, no kill cameras. I think it's dumb. It looks cool. I think the cinematic kill cameras look cool, but there should be an option to turn them off, I think. This actually makes the game look a lot better. The reason I don't use it when I'm streaming is because people can't see what's going on when it's dark, or like you're in a cave or it's nighttime. It increases the saturation, but it also makes everything more black, you know. Like the nights are really dark. I like it. I think it's great. I'm keeping the clear waters on because it makes the water look better. Dungeon pack. This adds more dungeons. I was already using these with the other character. Caves of Morrowind. I really like this a lot. It's awesome. Sea of Ghosts. I visited some of these places. I was able to get in 1 or 2 of them, so that was fun. I don't think so a lot of them have like locks, and I don't know how to get in. I don't know how to find the key. So, you know, I need to explore that more. These are kind of hidden. They kind of unlock as you like just discover them. They're not just shown on the map, I guess. Populated dungeons. This makes the game much more difficult in certain areas. because a lot of the times when an enemy is by themselves, instead they'll have 2 or 3 enemies. It makes it a lot harder. Especially if you're going close range. Forgotten Dungeons, this is more dungeons. I'm thinking I'm going to start trying to mod more, like use more of these dungeons and stuff, because it's just more Skyrim. And there's more stuff to read also. There's more... this is not installed right now. This is Blade and Blunt. These all go together. I'm not using these at the moment. For the dual wielding character, I like to be able to turn, because you can aim. Like if you do 3 attacks when you do a power attack dual wielding, if you finish off an enemy, you can cancel and save the stamina, or you can continue to target another enemy. So you're not, just wasting it all on one enemy and overkilling them. It works better with maces because they hit a little harder and they're slower. So you have more time to turn and hit multiple enemies. One time I hit 3 guys at once with a dual wielding attack. Killed 2 and I hit the 3rd one, which was cool. Did that with maces. But this makes it harder to turn, which I like. I think that's a good... I think it's more realistic, but I'm kind of exploring this stuff without this, without changing the combat. And then I'll kind of, decide what I want to play. The thing is it's when you have to do like a new playthrough each time, what I should do is have like alternate start or something. That way I don't have to go through everything and take forever to start testing all this stuff. Because each time you change something, you gotta like either start a new playthrough or go back to the other save file you had. Okay, so spear weapons. I like this. I didn't like the way the glass spear looked because it didn't show as much as... So right now I'm using the... what is it? The Elven Spear. I like the way the Dwarven Spear looks a lot. I like the design on it, and I like the color. But spear weapons do less damage than two-handed swords, but they swing faster. And they're light. And I believe the weight of the weapon matters when you're moving around in combat. So if you have a spear instead of like a big heavy hammer, you can move faster. Which, moving faster is kind of important when you're trying to dodge or move in or something. I like this riot crossbow. So it does half damage, but it reloads twice as fast. The level 70 perk, Quick Draw, I think that's what it's called, does not stack with this. In fact, it makes this crossbow slower. So if you wanted to get that level 70 perk, you should change to a crossbow that would do double damage. Or you can just not get the perk and keep the fast speed and the fast fire rate and lower damage, which I like. I would prefer to do less damage and shoot faster. It's kind of too strong when it comes to the staggering because you're shooting so fast, but I don't care. It's fun and I like it. And I want it kind of like a rapid fire crossbow. It's not rapid fire, but it's double speed, so it's fast. This is the one that I was talking. This is kind of the one I've been focusing off camera. My character is now a vampire. I turned into a vampire first, then the new potion's unlocked. Then I turn into You can make new potions without being a vampire. I think you just need to get your alchemy skill high enough. And you need to be at this specific altar. Then I became a vampire. A normal vampire, not the Dawnguard vampire. And then the new potions unlocked. I really like them. They scale up with your alchemy skill. I don't know if they scale up with the perks you put in the alchemy skill also, or just how high your alchemy skill is. It might be both. But I can make potion bombs that do 180 damage. So if you dual wield one in each hand, you can do a big blast of, 360 damage, which is a lot. But it's not like spells where you can just endlessly do it. It's limited, You need to collect the resources to make them. But I like this. I like this mod a lot. I haven't explored everything. I haven't found the Stonebinder's Locust crafting bench. And I don't think I've seen the Bloodstone weapons yet. 13 new permanent summon scrolls. Enable a player to conjure their own gargoyle servant. I was using a gargoyle for a while. He can equip weapons and armor though. I didn't really explore with that. He was kind of just really strong without anything. You could knock the enemy on the ground and had tons of health. Rapid fire spells, I like the idea here, but the spells do too much damage and they cost 0 magic to cast. But definitely looks cool. There's another one, I think it's a Mortal Kombat mod that does a rapid fire. It's not as fast as this one, but it's fast. Like you hold it down and it shoots a bunch of skulls, which is really cool. I think I'll probably install that one in the future. This one, I want to use it. It's just, I want it to be, it's not for me. They're too strong. Being able to mow everything down immediately, that should cost something. It should cost magic, or it should not be as strong, in my opinion. So I'm not going to be using these spells. This, really all I'm getting, this is kind of like, I think that's the same reload speed as the other one. Rapid reload crossbow decreases the reload time considerably. Also, it fires 3 bolts, and usually 2 are removed from a single shot. I think because of the way this works, you never run out of, as long as you loot the enemy, you never run out of crossbow bolts. But it does too much damage. There's no balance if you're one-shotting everything. Maybe for late game, if you just want to use it and don't craft or something. Same with the swords. They attack really fast. The two-handed ones really fast, but they do too much damage, so I'm not a fan of that. But I am using the exploding bolts that came in the chests with the riot crossbow, not because of the damage increase, but just because I like the explosion when I shoot the crossbow. This one is work in progress. So there's no balance because you can make endless bombs for free without having to use the components. But I like this a lot. This is really fun. Throwing grenades, throwing knives. You can dual wield throw knives. They scale up with your smithing. So the higher your smithing skill, the more damage you do with this. Whether it be like say you made one when you were low level and you didn't use it, if you got your smithing really high, that the damage of that would increase. I don't know if it'll be like that when it's finished. I mean, I wish this was done, but it's not, because I would like to have to use the components to make these instead of just be able to make them for free. That way I could kind of naturally, you know, play through the game with, you know, having to find the items and or spend money on the items and stuff like that. But definitely fun. Stun grenades are awesome. The smoke grenades, if the enemy runs through them, I don't think they're affected by them, especially the animals. But if you throw it at the enemy and then it detonates, then they seem to be confused and they like stay still and they can't see what's going on, and it lasts for like 30 seconds. Smoke grenades, stun grenades are awesome. I think I like all the throwing weapons except for the caltrops. Those are kind of, it's just light damage. You can throw them on the ground. I think it's like 1 damage each. But those could be cool if you're playing on a lower difficulty, I guess. Bear traps are cool. You can reuse them. They only cost 1 steel to craft. I got rid of some of them because now that I can use. I joined the vampire side of the Dawn Guard because I want to have access to more components to make this stuff. Okay, so bear traps. Yeah, if you use this, you can dual cast these. They don't scale up with the smithing, but you can reuse them. So you can plant like a bunch of these in a hallway and have a bunch of enemies run through them. Then what you can do is, here, I'll just show it. Do I have? Yeah, I do. See? And after somebody steps on them, you can reuse them. So that's cool. I don't want them to step on them and attack me. I don't know. I think I've only joined this side once. I don't really remember the story, so instead of skipping dialogue, I'm probably going to be trying to hear what's going on. In fact, let me turn it up. I'm going to change the sound. Audio. Voice is up. Ambient. Yeah. Music is awesome in Skyrim, but sometimes too much. I want to hear what people say, because this is kind of new to me, because I haven't, like I said, I've only done it once and it was on PS3 so long ago I don't really remember it. So yeah, you can set up a lot of these bear traps, as many as you want, as long as you have the steel to make them. Believe it, it's 1 steel to make these. But during the testing phase, it's you can make endless ones. Scatter grenades, so you can make them for either your left hand or right hand. This is the fire. It does a scatter. I like this. I like all of these actually, except maybe the oh, I don't have them anymore. What is it? The caltrops. Yeah, they just do such light damage. But I think they only cost iron to make. Yeah, this poison animation is nice. I like this. Poison grenade is very cool. Let's see. Love the stun grenade. Javelin, I haven't used this that much. It says low chance to stagger. This does good damage, and it's not going to cost as much to make as these ones. I mean, right now everything's free. I think this is cool. The knives, they're fast, and if you want a dual wield sneak attack, right now, well, I don't know if these increase if you get your smithing up to 100, but when you get smithing up to 40, the damage increases. Starts off at 10, then when you hit 40, it goes up to 15. When you hit smithing 80, it goes up to 20. So 50% climb at 40 smithing, then 80. Yeah, sneak attack is 6 times the damage. So if you dual wield these, you're doing 40 times 6. That'd be what, 240? Yeah, 240 damage. That's pretty nice. I think it might be a silent attack. So that's cool if you want to make a sneak dual wielding knife thrower. Oh. Let's see. Right now I have... So there's a greater homunculus spirit. I don't think the damage from the spirit... I haven't used this yet in battle, I just looked at it. I haven't... It looks the same as the lesser one, but I'm sure it's stronger, probably has higher stats. And it requires more rare components to craft. This is the stronger version of the potion bomb. Again, it requires more rare stuff to make, but it does double the damage of the lesser one. It also scales your alchemy skill. So I'm probably going to try to use these a lot more than the grenades. I kind of already used the grenades and stuff to death. But being able to just use them endlessly is kind of too strong. I guess I can use the knives. That'd be cool. Yeah. Okay, what was I doing? I'm getting scatterbrained. I was trying to do this vampire quest. So the character's kind of like...
Life here has many advantages.
Just a crafter. She kind of knows how to do everything. Let's see. It's doing this quest, right?
Now, this chalice needs to be filled directly from the blood spring that is the source of Redwater Den. But that's not enough. Once that's done, the blood of a powerful vampire needs to be added to it. Keep in mind that Redwater Den has fallen into, well, let's just say less reputable members of society now dwell there. It's your choice whether to attempt to deal with them or force your way through. Hurry back. You don't want to keep Lord Harken waiting.
She looks pretty cool.
I am above the petty squabbles here. I have lived for far too long to be bothered with them. I saw more than enough political maneuvering in my time in House Dress. I was tired of it then, and I'm tired of it now. An ancient font full of power. As much as it looks like blood, sadly, it is not. Can you imagine if it were? We'd never need to hunt again. Still, its liquid is powerful, full of magic. Others have noticed, though they have never fully realized its potential. Ancestors guide you.
Sounds like you can get endless blood, and with that, maybe I can get endless blood potions, which will fall into the potion bombs. That'll be cool. The troll fat is used for something. You can make a potion bomb out of that, actually, with the Grim Apothecary mod. So I got the riot crossbow. Does half damage, but the reload speed is fast. Again, if you get this perk, if you get this quick shot perk, it will make the fire rate for this one slower. So if you want to get this perk, you're going to want to use a crossbow that deals double base damage. So yeah, maybe if you want to trade up and say, okay, I'm going to use a heavier crossbow, slower, but it's going to do more damage with the quick shot perk. I'm just going to stick with this. It does low damage, but I like the speed. Same with the spear. I like this a lot. Not just because of the way it looks, but because this attacks faster than a sword, two-handed sword. It also does less damage, but I tested it with compared to a two-handed sword. It definitely seemed to be faster, and I can do things that I can't do with sword and axe. Sword and axe are the same speed, actually. I think a lot of people don't know that. A one-handed sword and a one-handed axe are not the same swing speed, but a two-handed sword and a two-handed axe are the same swing speed. At least in vanilla Skyrim. But because the sword being lighter, again, you can move a little bit faster as you're moving. I think there's a weapon, a really dramatic effect is when you hold the weapon sunder. Or I don't remember what it's called, but what is it called? It weighs 100 pounds. It's a really heavy weapon. And when you hold that thing, you can definitely notice how slow you are. Redwater Den, okay. I've been here before. I don't remember if I've ever done the quest for it. I guess I'll go here and run there. Okay. I only have a few potions, special vampire potions. I'm hoping I'm going to get a lot of components for the new potions. Maybe I should go there and show those. Yeah, I'll do that first before I go to Redwater Den. But if you want to do like magic damage without having to grind magic, or you know, like you're out of magic points or you don't want to have a big magic pool, you can, you know, by using smithing or alchemy. I think that's cool. I like that. Adds options to new build ideas. And because I'm not playing like permadeath, I can actually get better at the game and like, you know, not have to play. In a way, you kind of have to play cowardly if you want to succeed. Playing permadeath all the time, it's like you're always planning and this and that, and there's no risk, and I don't know. It's kind of exciting, but in a way it's also kind of really boring. I guess you can make it less boring. But I'm kind of at the stage where I want to like try new stuff. Oh, I can make this now. Greater soul gem to make a bloodstone. Okay, so before you become a vampire, there's less options. I don't know what you have to get your alchemy up to before you can start doing the beginner potions. So this is Blood Alchemist Bench. I think there's more than one of these in the game, but the area I'm in, right here, it's, let's see, I guess it depends how you turn the map, right? I mean, how's the map supposed to be turned? You could say it's west, or you can say it's south. I don't know, but is there a way to center the map? I don't know. Anyways, this is where it is. This is Trevor's Watch. This is the Burning Wick. I like the way it looks in here. Oh, there's a potion of blood. I've been stealing. I normally don't play a steal character, but I've been stealing a lot because I want to have stuff to make. Kind of fits into this character. She's kind of like evil vampire, which is like the opposite of what I normally play, but you know, she's using she's only using healing magic. Try not to get hit very often. I don't have any points in restoration, but yeah, in the beginning I was trying to use magic, but the rapid fire spells are too strong. Okay. Creatures and people up to level 30 flee from combat for 18 seconds. Victims have their movement speed slowed. Okay. So I think this is like a bomb. You throw it and it, you know. So one craft produces 3. And let me get this part out of the way. I tested this. Concentrated poison. I was hoping that this perk would increase the amount of potions you make, but it does not. But I think it still works. Some of the potions, I don't think any of these you apply on your weapon though. You either drink one or you throw it as a bomb. So that takes 2 Namira's Rot, 2 Death Bells, and a Potion of Blood. Oh, you could also craft potions of blood. 4 human fleshes, or 2 human hearts. I'm hoping I'll be able to, the quest I'm doing now will make it easier to make potions of blood. That's kind of the base of a lot of these recipes. So yeah, creatures and people up to level 30 flee from combat for 18 seconds. Victims have their movement speed slowed. Okay, so it's like a fear and slow potion, like AoE at the same time. Bane of Vile Shards damages the target's health by 10 points. Target is racked with pain and paralyzed for 7 seconds. Okay, so it's a damage over time. Seems kind of expensive. Is that an area of effect? I don't know, I haven't used this one yet. If it's an area of effect, yeah, that could be really powerful. Like you're hitting multiple enemies at once, doing damage over time, paralyzing them. Bane of the Ashen causes 18 points of poison damage to health, stamina, and magic for 15 seconds. So that's 18 points per second, I'm assuming. blue butterfly, butterfly wing, Luna mothwing. Bloodstone. Requires potion of blood, greater soul gem. I think the soul gem needs to be filled because to make this, it couldn't just be an empty common soul gem, and it could not be a common soul gem filled with a petty soul. I don't know. I don't really know the enemy list tier of like what's common and what's that. There's a little slide I looked up that shows what souls come from what creatures, so I think that's cool. But instead of hunting those, I just decided to go to the store and buy some so I can make these. So this is the lesser one, it's easier to make. Potion of blood, lesser soul gem, 2 vampire dusts. This is 3 vampire dusts, common soul gem, needs to be filled with a common soul. Pungent potion of blood. And to make a pungent potion of blood, those aren't easy to make. Potion of blood, 2 Nern roots. Oh, I found a lot of Nern roots, so I made a few of these potions. And Daedra hearts, I stole those. Don't really know where to find Daedra hearts. They're kind of expensive, but I don't mind. I kind of like the bomb idea. Humor of blood. Gain 117 armor for 60 seconds. Opponents in melee range suffer 16 damage to their health per second. Okay. Gains fire resist. For 60 seconds, opponents in melee range take 11 points of fire damage per second. So if you wanted fire resist, and the enemy who's doing fire damage to you might be resistant against fire too. So maybe this would be more effective if, I don't know, that wouldn't really make sense, I guess, though. Like humor, for an example, like if you're fighting a storm atronach or a dragon priest who's like strong against frost or something. Humor of sorcery. Gain 45% magic resistance for 60 seconds. Opponents in melee range suffer increased damage to their health, magic, and stamina. I like that. Get up close. Do damage. How much is it, like damage over time? Sounds like it could be really strong. Humor of storms, shock damage, nearby, or shock resist. Nearby opponents take 11 points of shock damage. I'm assuming that's damage over time. Eker of flame. I probably pronounced that incorrectly. Echor, I don't know. For 75 seconds, fire spells used by the caster deal an additional 36%. Now this scales up, as I said before, this scales up with your alchemy skill. So you can get these potions more powerful. This would be fun to use for like a spell sword vampire. Because you get your fire damage in, and then maybe when you're out of fire damage, then you move into melee, or you just do both, or whatever you want. But yeah, so you're increasing your damage of your magic, and then you can move in, and your melee attacks deal additional fire damage. So that's kind of like Scream spell sword, right? And then the frost version and the lightning version. And these take fire assaults, potion of blood, 2 vampire dusts. The frost is frost salts, same. Void salts. Okay, we got the rage one for 75 seconds. The caster's melee attacks deal 27 additional damage and rend the enemy. Not really impressed with the extra damage. It's just kind of like a melee attack bonus potion, but this rend the enemy sounds interesting. If it does what I think it does, it sounds like it might be really powerful. It uses 2 Canis roots. So I don't know if that's going to stagger the enemy. I don't know if it's going to knock the enemy down like they're paralyzed. I think I want to know though. I'm going to make one. Hold on, not yet. If you can have paralysis for 75 seconds, that'd be really powerful. I think it adds some more balance. Instead of just being able to paralyze with a paralysis enchantment, put 1 second paralysis enchantment on your weapon and just always be able to paralyze the enemy. Because these components, you know, you don't just have potions of blood raining from the skies, you know. I'm not an alchemy guy. Definitely not. But I like this a lot. I like these bombs and I like these potions. And I feel like because they're more rare to make, it adds some good balance to the game. Jar of Blight Blood. Hurls a jar of blight blood that explodes for 180 poison damage over 10 seconds. Okay, so that's 18 damage per second then. Potion of blood and troll fat. Yeah. Now I have a reason to start collecting troll fats. Because if you don't want to have to make the pungent bloods, which are more difficult to make, you can still get the same damage AoE, area of effect, with just troll fats and a regular potion of blood. It won't be burst damage, but you know, if you want to hit him with this and then mop him up with melee or mop him up with whatever you want, spells, or you know, I guess you can be like a magician alchemist to ration your magic. That way, instead of running out of your magic, you can use the potions and magic. Jar of Bolt Blood. That's shock damage. This is the weaker version. Until you become a vampire, you can only make these ones. Still, 90 shock damage is good. That's because the alchemy is kind of high. Okay, that's just a regular potion of blood. Fire salts, void salts. Jar of Pungent Bolt Blood. Okay, these are the strong ones. These are the ones I'm going to be trying to make. I'm going to try to squeeze as much damage out of a potion of blood as I can. So you need to make pungent potion of blood and then have 3 void salts. It's kind of expensive, but like I said, if you can hold one of those in each hand and just boom. Maybe there's an area that's kind of too tough for you. That's big burst damage. 360. That'll get higher as my alchemy gets higher. And this is the fire version. Fire salts. This one takes frost salts. I think most enemies are weak against fire in Skyrim. I like frost though, because the thing about frost is it lowers the enemy's stamina. And a lot of people don't notice it because in vanilla the enemies are so passive with their power bashes, or their bashes and their power attacks. But when you play with mods that increase the combat difficulty, the frost gets much more powerful. out of stamina. They can't run, they can't power attack, they can't bash, stuff like that. Hurls a jar of rime blood that explodes for 90 frost damage. Okay, that's just the regular version. So I need Danger Hearts. That's the problem I'm having, is Danger Hearts. Because I don't want to make the weaker versions, I want to make the strong ones. This one, you don't need a pungent. This does damage to their health, magic, and stamina. That'd be good against them. So I'm looking for Danger Hearts, Nern Roots, Vampire Human Flesh, Salts,